Welcome to 2K Sports, and we've got basketball. I'm Damon Bruce. It's Wednesday night basketball. It's going to be the Charlotte Bobcats up against the Houston Rockets. And that's all for now. Time to hand it over to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. I'll be back with more at halftime.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Father's Day to the active fathers out there. How everybody doing? We vibing on this good old Sunday. Let's get it. We're going a little throwback action. I'm going to do an 82-game season. Association mode on NBA 2K14. Little throwback action. It's my favorite 2K. Start from scratch. Charlotte Bobcats.
so he'll shoot two right here.
He is so athletic, Kevin, and for a guy his size, one of the best athletes I think this league has ever seen. And what makes him so important to his team is just the defense, the shot blocking, the anticipation, the speed, the dominance in that paint area.
Yeah, when you're 6'11", Steve, strong and jump the way Dwight Howard does, I think it just comes with the territory. Whether he's sending shots back, throwing them down, everything is done with authority.
Coming into the league, I think you're built as a small forward who can give you a little bit of everything. And that's exactly what he did in his rookie season with the Bobcats.
When you think of the comparisons for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, reminds a lot of people of Bill Wallace.
I like that comparison, quite honestly. I mean, Wallace probably the best player in Bobcats franchise history, Kevin. And both terrific athletes with major motor. Guys that you didn't have to rev up. Good defenders and rebounders. I think that's really hang time on that rim. Puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
Oh, boy. Whipped cream, cherry on top. It always comes back to dessert.
And Brooks, here we go. Hits it out to Harden. Feeds to Camby. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lets it go. It's rebounded by Sharp. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston.
Always a little tougher to see how you match up with teams in the opposite conference because you just don't see them very often.
Now here's Jefferson. And stolen by Carson. Here is Harden. Kicks to Brooks. Howard with a screen on Walker. Brooks the pass to Harden. Tries it from the top of the key. Keep talking about the lack of games and reps between these two teams. There's a lot of history between them. And this is their first chance this season to create some, I guess, with one more meeting later on coming up.
You know, that's what we get when it's East versus West, Kevin, but it certainly hasn't detracted from the atmosphere in here. I think, if anything, it's added a little something to it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, Kevin McHale had a few moments for me. We talked about the impact players on these two teams, the ones who can take over a game single-handedly. And he told me that Michael Kidd-Gilchrist may already be in that. He said he's a guy we've got to account for. He's just so relentless. If you're not ready to match his intensity level, he'll make you look bad. And Kevin, he said if they can limit his impact on the game, that will certainly help.
Thank you, Doris. Jefferson. And the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on James Harden. There it is, guys, that Olay defense. Just watching him go Clark right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Kevin.
Nice shot by Brooks.
Well, sometimes when you're at a height disadvantage, that's the way to attack. Go right at your defender.
The pass to Henderson. There's the dish to Jefferson. He passes to Henderson. To Jefferson. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Jefferson's got 5 points so far. Houston in the lead. Brooks with it. He has something. A three. And again, it's the Bucks from deep.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Now, here's Walker. The feed to Henderson. Passes it to Kidd-Gilchrist. Dishes it to Zeller. Back to Kidd-Gilchrist. Left side, Walker. Pass to Jefferson. Shot is off. And the foul on Al Jefferson. That's foul number 2 for him.
Steve Clifford has 13 years of experience as an NBA assistant coach with stops in New York, Houston, Orlando, and Los Angeles, and now as a new coach in Charlotte. I think he's the guy that's going to do well there.
The Bobcats Bobcats making a switch here. Biombo's checked in. Brooks against Walker. Walker gets a screen from Zeller. Walker dishes to Kid Gilchrist. It's rejected. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Walker, the open look. It's rebounded by Houston. And Clifford, the sixth head coach in the Bobcats' 10-year history.
Well, he's a defensive-minded coach. Always been highly regarded around the league. I think he's going to make a good impact.
The Bobcats have made 2 of the previous 3 free throws in today's game.
Well, they were 75% free throw shooting a season ago.
You know, when you're a team that's young and can't score, it's hard to win anywhere, especially on the road. Bobcats just were often overmatched when they were on the road.
And the Rockets making a change here. Ends check in. Now here's Brooks. He's got 10. Now Henderson. It's Kid Gilchrist on the wing. Deflects the pass. Stolen by Brooks. And here we go. Fast break. Lynn's got it. And here's Henderson. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Walker, the open look. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte. Going back to the Bobcats on the road, it was definitely their undoing as they ended up with a lead push. 6 road wins on the season. That's just unacceptable.
Yeah, but it's just reality, too. You don't have players who can score, attack, and lead offensively. You're going to struggle on the road. They just didn't have anybody carrying their team through the inevitable adversity that hits when you're on the road. Right from the start, they've been aggressive on the glass. Most of the rebounds seem to be going their way.
And, Steve, I think they are ready for the fight today.
Now here's Brooks. 6 to shoot. A foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It goes on Cody Zeller.
Well, the Rockets front office is very influenced by advanced stats or sabermetrics. They revealed one thing that they think the league undervalues, and that's attack guards. Ones who put pressure on the defense off the dribble. That's one more reason they pursued the slashing Jeremy Lin so strongly.
Omer Asher, he's checked in for Houston. And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. Second is Dwight Howard.
That's the name of the game for him. Just putting the ball in the bucket. How about the season he had a year ago?
Back to Jeremy Lin, a great penetrator, very active, gets to the line. He's about as surprising a guy, Steve, as I can recall getting in the league and putting a thumbprint on him.
Well, much more athletic than people give him credit for. Very explosive. He can get into the paint and really quick first step.
And the dunk by Zeller.
Boy, pick was set at the perfect angle on the floor, and he used it nicely.
That's a play we may see from them a few more times.
Why not?
And it works. You go back to it.
Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Henderson. Here's Zeller. He's got both hands to jam it in. And that's how you exploit a gap on the D, I guess. Huh?
Yes, sir. No soft finish there. Major power.
He knows an opportunity for the highlight reel when he sees one.
Now here's Lynn. Brooks outside. There's the 3. Henderson pulls it in.
Oh, shit. That much space off the pick. You've got to drop that in.
Yeah, you got to make that one. I mean, that's a high-quality shot you should make 9 out of 10 times.
Walker. It's Kid Gilchrist on the wing. Back to Walker. He kicks it to Henderson. Defended by Lynn. And it's blocked. He dishes it to Brooks. Wide by Houston. Back to Lynn. Defended by Kid Gilchrist. Lynn kicks to Howard. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Biombo with the block. Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Walker. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And the Rockets making a change here.
the gates fast to start the season, won 7 of the first 12. Amazingly, that actually tied their win total from a previous season that had been shortened. They set a record for a team matching the previous year's win total in the fewest games, but unfortunately it didn't last.
Here's Caspi. Another miss by Houston. Charlotte in the lead. And Walker kicks to Kid Gilchrist. He feeds it to Henderson. Henderson off the pick from Zeller. Henderson dishes to Kid Gilchrist. Asher comes up with the rebound. Asher's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Well, Clark, as you said, that outstart would quickly vanish as those 7 wins would end up being an entire third of their total wins of the year. Steve, once the meat of the season came around, they just couldn't keep up.
Well, reality always sets in the NBA, Kevin. You don't have enough talent. You might get off to a hot start, but it's all going to turn around. And that's exactly what happened with Charlotte. Look, they're getting better. I like some of the young players, but I think this team has a better future than people say.
Look at your ass, Pat Bear.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats. He's a shot.
Kevin, in the first half, they're really closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity defensively.
Yeah, another thing they've done well tonight, Steve, a lot of steals in the first half, really getting after it defensively.
Brendan Haywood, he's checked in for business beyond it.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies, be physical.
A look here at last year in the NBA, where the Bobcats ranked. 6th in blocks, 8th in lowest turnovers per game. As far as free throw shooting as a team goes, not a strong suit. Top 20 in the league. A little bit of work to be done there.
And what really stands out is the blocks for me, because that's a team that really dominated the paint area. And when they were on top of their game, they were very physical. They wanted to close the box, force difficult shots at the rim. And due to their length and their size, they were able to block a lot of shots coming in.
The Bobcats have gone 7 of 15 from the field at this point. Sessions with it. Inside. Hit his leg. And they're saying he kicked the ball. Pass to Gordon. Gordon off a pick from Haywood. Shot clock at 5. Out to Taylor. Shoots it. Rockets with the rebound. Oshik's got 4 rebounds in this game. Rockets trail. 1:37 left in the first quarter. They get it back. Rejected by Haywood. Outside Gordon. Gordon off a pitch from McRoberts. Gordon kicks to Sessions. Down low. Here's McRoberts. That one off the back iron and out. Houston's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Feeds it to Caspi. Kicks it to Beverly. Caspi passes it. That's going to be a great time. That's it. So that's the basket. It's not possible that they just start that.
Not improbable, but it is possible, partner.
It's possible. Not probable. It is possible. I don't know what all that meant, but you're right, Clark.
The Rockets shooting 33% here in the first quarter. And Beverly kicks to Oshik. Now the pass to Beverly. With the dish to Casper. They grabbed their own miss. Here's Garcia. Beverly covered. And Beverly kicks to Garcia. Chipped. And another shot. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's on Sessions. The Rockets shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
Well, they were 75% free throw shooting a season ago.
What's really hurt them, Kevin, is the missed free throws. You got to cash in on those free throws.
And the Rockets making a change here. Cannon checked in. And it's the Bobcats ball. And Sessions kicks to Gordon. That ball, great assist by Ramon Sessions. And the Bobcats lead by 2. Now Garcia. He passes it to Canaan. Ramon Sessions with the steal. Goes up. Goes down the breakaway chance.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk part coming within seconds of the steal.
All the way they convert from defense to offense.
So that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively.
So far. That's low. Fuck that.
It's a Halloween broadcast.
Hey, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Anybody that's in there. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. Happy Sunday, happy Father's Day to all active fathers out there.
They have really controlled the lane with their shot blocker.
Yeah, excellent defense there. Every shot has either been altered or rejected.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris.
Guys, Greg Smith out of Fresno State went undrafted back in 2011, but he set a record at the combine with hands a foot wide from thumb to pinky. After playing a bit in the D-League, he caught on with the Rockets and says his hands have been a big part of his success. Quote, one-hander too. I rarely drop a pass, and that's what my teammates love about me. They know they can have the confidence to throw the ball wherever, and I'm going to catch it. Guys, he also said that growing up in a football family, all that practice catching football helps his hand-eye.
He's really coming into his own. Thanks, Doris. Dwight Howard. He's checked in for Terrence Jones. Here's Keenan. Discovered by Sessions. Here's Harden. Jump shot is good. Bobcats leading by 5.
Guys, it didn't take long for Harden to show that he could carry a team. The first game of last season, he made a statement in his first game as a Rocket.
And Garcia kicks to Keenan. Houston moving the ball around. Howard, the pass to Keenan. Howard with a screen on Gordon. It's Harden with the crowd. Rejected by McRoberts. Fast break now for Charlotte.
Oh, yes!
By Taylor, no good. And Harden and Clark, you just talked about this, wasting no time last season announcing his arrival as a franchise. Opening night, 37 points. 45 points in the second game of the season. Steve, what a start he had in Houston.
And how about the stretch, Kevin, in the middle of the year? He scored 25 more points in 15 straight games. It's an all-time Rockets record. So Harden getting his opportunity to be a star. He's making the most of it.
Charlotte's gone over.
Yo, Tia Tortilla. What up, homie? How are you?
With it. Now guarded by Garcia. Nick Roberts.
Hey, appreciate you stopping by. Are you streaming right now too? I'll have you tapped up if you are.
Farther apart in their effectiveness in the paint today.
Yeah, that's right.
Happy
It's
Sunday.
been all good at one end, and we'll try to be diplomatic here and just say not so good at the other.
A three from Harden. Here's Howard. From down in the low post. It goes.
Heard that. I'm glad to hear that you're doing everything good on my end.
It's really bringing energy.
Back to Rocky Sunday.
Jefferson setting the pick for Sessions. Gordon dishes to Sessions. Sessions gets a screen from Jefferson. And Sessions kicks to Gordon. Target from three-point range.
Nobody near him. He'll normally make that one.
Well, it certainly had the makings of a great story. Harden versus his old team, the Rockets coming back with a big game. To get game 6, they'd be able to force that final 7 game and maybe pull off the upset. But it wasn't meant to be. How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
Well, that's how you send it. 2 hands and hammer it down.
Catching up in the changes for Houston. Chandler Parsons comes in for Francisco Garcia. And it's Brooks in for Cannon. Harden with it. And Zeller picks him up defensively. On its way from Parsons for 2. Nice spin off the left wing and in. Parsons got his first 2 points of the night. Well, going back to the Rockets in the postseason, a lot of people have them picked to get steamrolled. Steve, they put up a solid fight and really turned some heads with how they played.
Well, the easy answer was because of the Westbrook injury. That's how Houston was able to really take Oklahoma City deep into that series. But I think there's more to it than that. Rockets have tremendous offensive firepower. I think they're gaining momentum as a franchise. And heading into this year, I think they're going to serious teams in the conference.
You know, when you lack impact players, playing against the Western Conference is going to be brutal. It's going to be difficult. The Bobcats felt the wrath of the West because they weren't quite able to match up.
Brooks kicks to Harden. And it's good in the system on the play with Brooks. And that's now 7 points for James Harden. Jefferson is screen on Brooks. Sessions passes to Jefferson. Working on Howard. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but through contact, he'll head to the line. As you said with the Bobcats, just absolutely abysmal against the West. 30 games against the conference, and they only managed 3, yes, as in 1, 2, 3 wins the entire year, Steve.
And 2 of those wins came against the Timberwolves. So how about that? 1 win against the Western Conference. That's a shocking number, but it just shows you how much work the Bobcats have ahead of them before they're able to really put together a good team.
Count the bucket. 9 points for Cody Zeller.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
Oh, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
There's the feed to Howard.
There you go.
Whoa! As the Rockets gain possession.
Now look at Dwight Howard. Some stats on him. Terrific year last season for him. First in rebounding, second in field goal percentage. Not too many players better than him when it came to defense. He's in the top 5 in the league in block shots.
And Steve, let's go back to his number 1 ranking in rebounding. I mean, the top rebounder, that tells you just how good he was at not only rebounding, but he had to get in position, reading and reacting to miss shots.
And Walker kicks to Jefferson. And it's good off the glass. Jefferson's got 10 points in the game. Houston's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. It's Harden with the try on the foul on Al Jefferson. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Already he's looking at his 3rd foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the 3rd quarter.
Rambo, he's checked in for the Bobcats. Howard kicks to Lynn. Rebound by Ben Gordon.
Well, at least he had the presence of mind to change his shot when the defense got on him. You got to improvise sometimes.
Back to Walker. From past the arc. Gets it to go. Now it's a 5-point Bobcat lead.
We've seen this offense step back behind the 3-point line a little bit more this quarter.
For better or worse, that is, and it looks like the latter. Those threes not really falling as of yet.
Wilson's on the wing. Harden outside. And that one good. Harden's got 9.
It was a slow start for him. He started to take off since we hit the 2nd quarter.
Charlotte calls timeout.
Boy, you watch the way Parsons moves. You see how quickly he's able to shift and change direction. And you forget that Chandler Parsons is 6'10", because he moves like a much smaller guy. He's a terrific all-around player.
And Zeller kicks to Walker. Shot clock at 6. And there's Zeller. And that's good on the assist by Walker.
Good shit, Big Z.
And that's now 11 points for Cody Zeller. And back to Parsons. Clark, you talked about his mobility, a good defender too. And for a young player, that's rare. So you look at his size, ability to move his feet, and the upside certainly is there. Then you put him with a guy like Kevin McHale as his coach. Nice array of talent. A good situation.
He does. Got a bright future. And I'm most impressed with his defense. We talked about a lot of his skills. But, Houston will frequently put him on the opponent's best wing offensive player.
Biombo kicks to Middleton. And there's another one for the Bobcats.
That's a nice hoop for a guy that typically doesn't score a lot.
It's trailed by 5. Now here's Brooks. 30 13 points in the game. Howard setting the pick for Brooks. And he drops it in from the low post. Brooks has got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with this game.
Walker gets a screen from Zeller. Walker dishes to Gordon. Takes a three. And the Bobcats another three.
You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Now Lynn. Back to Harden. From about 16. And a nice assist from Lynn. And that's now 11 points for James Harden. And Walker gets to Middleton. Passes it to Zeller. Charlotte moving the ball around. Misses the three.
More good work on the glass there. It's all said and done. Rebound might well tell the story in this game.
Yeah, that should tilt things toward them. They've been winning that battle.
Points just keep coming for him this quarter. Just at the right time, too. They try to narrow the deficit.
Gordon, the pass to Zeller. Back to Gordon. Left side, Gordon. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's his first foul.
I like the call. I thought the defense was moving him.
Yeah, I think he slid underneath. Good blocking call, that kid.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Charlotte. Ben Gordon. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Well, that's a solidly executed stick play. Paid dividends with that nice dunk.
Exactly the result they were looking for.
Yeah, it worked so well. I mean, he got set, did not shuffle his feet. Really well done there offensively.
Omer Asher, he's checked in for Houston. Now let's check the scores.
Gentlemen, for the Houston Rockets, a remarkable rebuild process since 2009. They remained around a 500 team, trading for draft picks and young prospects, preserving cap space, and acquiring the elite talents in James Harden and Dwight Howard. They've become once again a contender in the West. They're a young team poised to make
Story of the offseason, no doubt. Thank you, Doris. Houston's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Here's the three.
Boy, his struggles continue here in the second quarter.
He slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. The basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
There's a good screen. It's Harden with the drive. Outside, Lynn. A three. But they'll get another chance. 6 on the shot clock. And with it, picked up by Kidd-Gilchrist. Harden's got 15.
Well, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
The Bobcats shooting and feeling it offensively in the second quarter. They're shooting 60%.
You know, when you get an influx of talent through the draft like the Rockets did prior to last season, the initial reaction is excitement, but then you think about, man, how are we going to get these guys out to play NBA basketball? The Rockets did a nice job by taking it easy and bringing them along slowly.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
Outside, Walker. Zeller setting the pick for Walker. Walker gets a screen from Biam for the three. And that one's good by Henderson. And the Bobcats lead by 1. And for the Rockets, you look at how that strategy worked out for them, and it was exactly what they needed. Got off to a quick start last year. And Steve, toward the end, their rookies were fresh and able to contribute when it mattered most.
You know, Kevin, it's hard for fans to see a player get drafted and not immediately see the floor, but sometimes that's the best proof. You know, you give a player time to adjust, you make him earn it, and by the end of the season, he can be a very effective player. I think plenty of the Rockets players proved that last season.
Gerald Henderson, a 6'5" shooting guard out of Duke, guys. We all know his father played in the NBA for 13 years. Was a member of the Celtics
checked in. And Beverly kicks to Harden. No good on the triple.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these threes. It might be time to get inside of that arc.
Haywood with a screen on Harden. And the shot counts. He's fouled. It's a chance for a three-point play.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
Check-in for Chandler Parsons. The Bobcats have had 15 tries at the line. They've made 10. And here we go. Fast break. Williams got it. Harden's shot is good. Harden's got 17 now.
Still trailing, but their offense is off life support here in the second quarter. It's got a force.
Yeah, they're making some shots now, but finally starting to make up some ground. I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
This one for three. And this is what a time had it gone in. And we're through two here in a good one. Bobcats out in front. They lead by 4. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
It's opening day in the NBA, and all is right in the 2K sports world. Hello, I'm Damon Bruce. Charlotte up on top against the Rockets in Houston. They're looking for a winning tone to start this young season. Kemba Walker just having his way against the Rockets. He's got 10 points and is also helping set the table. Who's ready to eat? A scrappy effort by Houston. And defensively, they've done a good job grabbing rebounds, limiting second chances. James Harden has been locked in so far. He has 17 points, and as usual, he's been handing out a lot of assists. Now let's take off with some other games in progress around the league. Out in Philadelphia, it's the 76ers trailing to Miami. Second half of basketball just getting started for them. And another one also in progress. For the Pistons, a closely contested game against Washington. It's a close one in the second quarter. And a look here at the other NBA action. At Quicken Loans Arena, it's the Cavaliers out in front against the Nets. Up 7 right now in the third quarter. And back we go to Houston. Thanks so much for being with us on 2K Sports at the half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides
Second
looking to
half,
pull
0-0.
away.
Let's get it.
He's been absolutely in control. No slowing down for Harden.
I appreciate y'all
He
being
has
here, chat.
17 points and some good assists, too. 4 of them.
Pretty much unguardable out there. He has just been fantastic in this game.
Oh, it's been a stupendous performance, no doubt.
Jefferson attacking. Hits the bucket.
Hey, let's go, Tia Tortilla. Hype me up, hype me up, hype me
I'll tell
up.
you what I love about him. His ability to finish even while absorbing contact. He is so strong. Even with defenders hanging all over.
And he gives them a terrific option in the low post every time down the court. Even with multiple defenders around him, he knows how to create a shot for himself.
Zeller dishes to Jefferson. Brooks against Walker. And Canby over to help. Henderson kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Jefferson working on Howard. And there's the whistle. Foul hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
You know, for as much as Jefferson scores in the low post and all the attention that he gets, one of the more underrated aspects of his game is that he is rarely careless.
I guess she's right there. Yeah, dang. Right, we're right there with him.
And for Al Jefferson, great footwork and fakes down low. Very nice way of maneuvering his way in a congested area.
Yeah, he's got huge hands, Kevin. He's so able to gather and go up with that right-handed hook, kind of one-handed push hook. And, he dominates that block.
The drive by Brooks.
Come on,
So
bro.
he ends a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact.
No.
Tell you what, it was a big move for Aaron Brooks last year because he was let go from the Kings near the end of February. but was able to work things out and make a return to Houston, the city where he found success early in his career.
And both free throws good for Brooks. And Brooks played in China during the condensed season in 2011, 2012. Aaron kind of got stuck over there for a while, it seemed.
Well, he took a chance, like a few players did, by going over playing in China and not being able to get out of his contract until very late in the NBA season. He's always been a productive player, very quick, kind of an instant offense type guy off the bench.
Back to Harden. This is to Brooks.
You don't want that.
Brooks has got 20.
The defenders need to talk to each other. The communication. Lacking there on that three-pointer.
Charlotte's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Jefferson started by Howard. Backing down is Jefferson. Puts up a baby hook. Good. Jefferson's got 6 points in the quarter.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
With it, now defended by Henderson. It's Harden with the drive. Here's Howard. And it's good. Howard's got 9.
Perfect on the first 3 shots now. That's the way to start the second half.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Zeller. Here's Henderson. From outside.
Boy, have they been hitting the glass hard or what? Surprising it's such a tight game.
You're right. Very rarely out rebound in the corner like that and not have it pay off.
Walker the pass to Zeller. He kicks to Henderson. Henderson off the pick from Zeller. Brooks covering. Zeller inside. And the layup's good off the glass. 13 points in the game.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
No question. Pound it into the painted area and continue to put pressure on that defense. You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They're just not getting it done on the board.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
Working on Howard. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Zeller setting the pick for Kid Gilchrist. Zeller dishes to Kid Gilchrist. Kid Gilchrist gets a screen from Zeller. Here's Henderson. Offensive rebound. Here's Jefferson. Count it. Foul. Run to White House.
Played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without it, they may not be in the league.
Josh McRoberts has checked in for the Bobcats.
For the Bobcats, some tough luck in the lottery the last few seasons. They had the worst record in 12, but they missed out on Anthony Davis. The second worst record last season, but they fell to the 4th pick. They need so much help, but the lottery fortune hasn't gone their way. Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Charlotte's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Offensive rebound. Jefferson kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Pass to Walker. He dishes it to McRoberts. Back to Walker. Walker gets a screen from McRoberts. And Walker kicks to Anderson. He feeds it to Walker. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. And Clark, you mentioned the struggles last year for the Bobcats. Last season, the worst defense, second worst in rebounding, and Steve, the 3rd worst in offense.
They just didn't have enough talent. It's been a long struggle for this team the last few years. The roster is starting to grow. It's starting to build. But there's still a lot of work to be done in Charlotte.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so for the Bobcats.
Anytime they've had a chance to attack the lane, they've done so. The penetration has been impressive.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint. Those close range points. You got to have those.
Bobcats leading by 5. Sessions passes to Henderson. Charlotte again missing.
Very little success for him behind the arc. 1 3-pointer in the first half and still none in the second.
Pass to Brooks. Throws it from outside. Brooks has got 8 points in the quarter.
His performance from long range has been incredible.
I know that was your shot, Steve, and today it's his too.
Here's the pick. Henderson with it. He's against Garcia. Taylor kicks to Jefferson. Started by Howard. Charlotte needs to get a shot. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession.
All right, a chance to check out some stats for James Harden. What a year he had last season. 5th in scoring, 7th in steals, and he was very solid from the foul line, closing out the year among the top 20 in terms of free throw percentage.
And Steve, he was definitely one of the most reliable, efficient scorers in the NBA. I mean, his top 5 ranking put him right there in the ranks of the elite scorers.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Brendan Haywood is changed in for Jefferson. And Michael Kidd-Gilchrist sent in for Gerald Henderson.
Boy, he got a nice looking stroke. That almost went in.
Yeah, a lot of times he'll hit that shot regardless of the defense.
And Sessions kicks to Zeller. Feeds it to Sessions. Zeller setting the pick for Sessions. Zeller. And the dunk by Zeller.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. Plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that wall.
Yeah, it was a great dunk and also a great game we've got here.
That shot wide open. Garcia's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Boy, they've come out of halftime smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, Park. They are going to continue to let him fly.
Taylor gets a screen from Zeller. Sessions dishes to Haywood. Hit by Haywood. Sessions passes to Haywood. No good. Great D that time from Howard. Harden gets to Parsons. Here's the pass to Keenan for the lead. They get it back. And here is Taylor. Kicks it to Sessions. Back to Taylor. Charlotte moving it around. The dish to Kidd-Gilchrist. He passes to Sessions. Outside, Taylor. Zeller. Working on Howard. Great D that time from Howard. The Rockets have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far. Just above 50%. And it's out of bounds. The Bobcats will take it the other way. Here on the 2K leaderboard of the rebounding leaders from the season ago. Dwight Howard on top.
I know he took a lot of pride in being at the top of that list when all was said and done. I mean, just a man among boys out there.
Here's Sessions. Gives him the lead pass. Zeller with it, and it's Howard picking him up. Taylor kicks to Sessions. Back to Taylor. The feet to Kidd-Gilchrist. Zeller. Dump the basket. That's on Dwight Howard.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Well, their energy is lacking. They've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint.
You know, the Rockets turned a lot of heads last season, guys, as they got back into the playoffs after missing out the year before. A big part of that was how they played at home. They were very tough to beat in Houston.
Sessions with it. Zeller setting the pick for Sessions. And here's Zeller. That's good on the assist by Sessions. Sessions has got his 5th assist in this one. And the Rockets, as you said, Clark, strong at home. And that can be seen in that record of 29 and 12. Just the kind of home record, Steve, you need to get into the playoffs.
And it was the way the Rockets played was so impressive, Kevin. They attack the rim, and then they kick out and bomb a ton of threes. And I think that's the kind of attack, that kind of style that can really bring a friendly crowd and bring them to their feet. And I thought that Houston fans got more and more animated as the season went on.
And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. It's trailed by 5. This is it to Keenan. Harden with a screen on Sessions. Parsons attacking. Cannon, the pass to Parsons. Here's Cannon. It's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Bobcats. Following this run, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Clock at 6. Harden against Kid Gilchrist.
Shooting percentage nowhere near where he'd like it to be.
Gordon checked in. Bobcats leading by 5.
Well, you know, prior to last season, there were several teams that considered trading for James Harden. There was a question, though, over how much they were prepared to give up. Some question if he could be the first option on the team. That question's been answered.
Gordon misses off the right eye.
That's not a sight you see very often. He has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Washington dishes to Brooks. Washington in the post. Defended by Taylor. Here's Brooks. And it goes into the official call of the foul. Now they can shoot one more at the free throw line. In the season before last, Harden won 6th Man of the Year. But guys, do you think that because Harden came off the bench in Oklahoma City that some underestimated his talent?
Well, I don't think anybody underestimated his talent. I think it was pretty apparent what he could do. But, you know, scouts have watched him ever since his Arizona State days. You can see he had star potential. And now he's getting the opportunity in Houston to fulfill that.
Pocket 2, and Kid Gilchrist kicks to zone. Out to Taylor. Get it to go. Some solid defense from Cannon. Brooks against Gordon. Brooks outside. Sessions on the wing. Lamont Sessions with the steal. Gordon kicks to Sessions. There's a minute left to play here in the third. Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Sessions. Back to Kid Gilchrist. Defended by Cannon. A baseline J. Kid Gilchrist, no hope. A chance at a 2 for 1 if they want.
No question. If I'm them, I'm definitely going 2 for 1.
Parsons dishes to Brooks. It's a defensive violation. Rockets have converted 7 of 11 free throw attempts up to this point. And Joey hits the technical free throw.
Well, you know, guys, the Houston fans could be forgiven for not having heard of Umir Ashe when the Rockets signed him as their starting center a season ago. He was a second-round pick out of Turkey in 08, a backup in Chicago, but he's quickly shown himself to be a key piece of this promising young forward.
Third quarter, guys, and this was been a nothing-net game.
Momentum is hard to come by in this one. I mean, it seems like one team gets the lead, and then the other one storms right back.
Evidenced by the 8 changes we've seen so far.
And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. Jefferson a screen on Brooks. And Walker kicks to Jefferson.
I'll tell you what, he's not going to win any high jump competition, so it's a good thing he doesn't have to go too far to get to the rim.
I'm not sure he could, or any of us could slip a piece of paper under him when he takes off.
It doesn't matter much, so Kevin. He's such a big man. If he gets positioned, forget about it.
Harden he got up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him.
Shit.
3/4 of play in a close game here.
Tune in for a scary night of basketball. Halloween in the NBA. Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors take on Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers. More NBA this Thursday night.
We've got a great game on
Oh shit, 4 quarter, y'all.
fourth quarter of action getting started. And so here is Houston. Here's Beverly. And Count Kavasky is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Heard the whistle and still kept his focus, able to knock that down.
And that is not easy, Steve. I mean, to take the bump, to maintain control of your body, put it in the hole, tremendous play.
Houston making a switch. Howard's checked in.
Well, you know, Charlotte knew they had to improve in a lot of areas, and defense was one of them. Drafted a guy like Michael Kidd Gilchrist who can cause trouble, but unfortunately, they still have a lot of work to do. They were still one of the worst defensive teams in the league in efficiency.
Caspi passes to Howard. Gets it to go. And the Rockets lead by 4.
That's some grit and determination in the coach. Essential qualities to have late in the close game.
Exactly. This is the time to attack on the interior, generate those easy opportunities.
And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2. Howard. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Marcus Campbell is checked in for Houston. Well, Clark, as you said, the Bobcats started to add more defensive players to their roster, but had a lot of trouble in a lot of different areas. Gave up, Steve, way too many threes, the second worst defensive three-point percentage in the NBA.
Yeah, the defense is going to have to improve. Yeah, there's no question. It's going to be a team effort. You've got to have 5 guys on the floor committed. It's going to take some time. That should help. Terrible transition defense there.
I think it would have been pointless, Steve. There was no way anybody was beating him to the basket there.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Lynn gets a screen from Beverly. Lynn dishes to Parsons. He kicks to Canby. He feeds it to Casper. Banked in off the glass. Now here's Walker. Dishes it to Jefferson. Outside Jefferson. Shot is off. Nice D from Canby. Houston leading by 3. Lynn with it. And it's Gordon picking him up. Canby kicks to Lynn. Makes it from 10.
A high-quality shot is almost always going to come off a rebound like that.
And Clark, he is so good at working his way inside, holding off the defenders under the glass, and being in the right position.
Knows how to use his body.
Yeah, and I just like the way he consistently pursues the pumpkin.
And Beverly kicks to Lynn. Gets it to go. Now it's a 7-point Rocket lead.
Boy, really opened up for him there.
Sure did. I mean, that was a very late reaction from the defense there.
And the basket by Gordon.
And that kind of defense is just not going to cut it, guys. They have to get a hand in his face.
Gordon against Lynn. He dishes it to Parsons. Back to Lynn. Pass to Caspi. Houston moving the ball around. 5 to shoot. Lynn's shot is off.
He's just been ice cold. You cannot find the range.
Outside, Walker. Pass to Jefferson. That's the lead pass from about 16. And Chris gets it to go in. Now just a 2-point Houston lead. Now a timeout called by Houston.
One thing Al Jefferson has worked on through his career is being able to pass better out of the post. For a guy who draws as much attention as he does on the block, that's a nice asset to have.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, guys, Kevin McHale had some advice for the team in that last break. He's looking for whatever they have left in the tank. He said, I know it's been a hard-fought game, but now's not the time to leave anything in reserve. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I expect you to go all out. Guys?
And Clark, you mentioned where Al Jefferson is improved. Borderline All-Stars. You wondered if
Well, I think the big thing is he's got to improve defensively because his offense is really played at an all-star level. He's really tough to guard down there. But defensively, he's a little slow guarding pick and roll. But if he continues to work at it and maybe improve a little bit, I think he can get into that all-star.